Hello, folks. I'm Joe Duffy, CEO of OffshoreInsiders.com, and it is time for our Week 4 NFL Tailgate Party with free trends, all that and more on your tailgate party. And all these trends are compiled by my main man, Shay Matthews of ScoresOddsPicks.com. Let's get to it. All records that we quote are against the spread. The Lions and the Packers. Can we expect the Pack to rompo straight up and against the spread in this sports betting matchup? They've been beaten in 7 of their last 8 against the Lions, and woeful Detroit is 3-9-1 over the last 13 trips to Lambeau Field. The over seems tempting as the Pack should score a ton, but it's important to remember that the Lions just may not. You know, the under is 6-1 over the Lions' last 7 against NFC North opponents. How about the Broncos and the Titans? From OffshoreInsiders.com, could we have a high-scoring affair on our hands? The Broncos have gone over the total, 7 of their last 8 overall. Should the Titans also worry about Kyle Orton's surprising play? He threw for 476 total yards last week, and the Titans are 2-9 over the last 11 when allowing 250 previous yards in our passing yards, that is, in their previous game. 49ers and the Falcons, though the underdog is 9-4 in the last 13 meetings in this series. The Falcons are 6-1 in their last 7 games. Maybe the odds makers are undervaluing them. Could San Francisco bottle up Michael Turner this week? The under is 9-0 in San Fran's last 9 after allowing 150 or more rushing yards in their previous contest. How about the Seahawks and the Rams? Both teams' spread trends look ice cold. Seattle's won. The Rams are 10-2 in their last 10-21. Their last 31 at home. Maybe the divisional rivalry is the best trend to follow at your sports book. Seattle has beaten the spread 6 times against St. Louis, but will Sam Bradford's presence change things? Ravens and the Steelers. We expect a smash-mouth affair when these two teams meet. But do the books overcompensate, says my main man, Shay Matthews. Surprisingly, the series has gone over in the last 8 meetings. The Steelers are 4-0-1 over their last 5 overall. The Colts and the Jaguars. For all the talk over the years about the Colts having a strange problem beating Jacksonville, it doesn't apply at the sports book. Indianapolis is 4-1-1 against the spread in their last 6 meetings with the Jaguars. The road team has also beaten the spread 6 times in this AFC South rivalry. The Cardinals and the Chargers. Though the underdog is 4-1 over the last 5 meetings between Arizona and San Diego, the two teams haven't met for several years, so bettors shouldn't necessarily pounce on Arizona's line. Look for the Chargers to come out angry at home after a frustrating loss to Seattle. They're 5-0 over the last 5 games following a spread loss. The over looks like a solid play here. It's 5-1 over in San Diego's last 6 home games. Redskins and the Eagles, the game of the week. Certainly at least from a watching standpoint, but how about from a betting standpoint? Donovan McNabb, of course, goes against his former team, who have the piping hot Michael Vick leading them under center. But is the spread too wide for a divisional rivalry game? The road team and underdog is 5-1-1 over the last 7 meetings. Washington enters 1-4-1 in their last 6 overall. The Bears and the Giants. The hosting Giants are one of the colder teams around the betting circles. They're 1-8 against the spread over the last 9 against teams with a losing record. The road team has also beaten 5 straight spreads in the series. To top it off, Chicago is 4-1 over the last 5 games. Could Mike Martz era be a success here? And now let's turn to Monday Night Football. The Patriots and the Dolphins. The Dolphins don't take their underdog status lightly. They're 7-1 their last 8 games as a puppy. They also relish divisional rivalry, having won 8-2 over the last 10 games against the AFC East and 4-1 over the last 5 against the visiting Patriots. The road team, however, is 5-1 ATS over the last 6 meetings between these squads. Now, how does all this information synthesized by the experts? One way to find out, visit OffshoreInsiders.com. My sports service, God's Tips, 15-8 last week in the NFL and college combined. That was Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But quite frankly, most of the industry was burying you. It was a classic sharp versus squares week last week. And this week promises to be more of the same, as quite frankly, I will tell you why. The public and the squares, they tend to overreact to what has just happened in a short span. We evaluate talent and long-term data. At offshoreinsiders.com, we got Matt Rivers, the Master Lockline, Stevie Vincent, all that and more at offshoreinsiders.com.